Oh yeah, today's finally the day we're gonna get this thing back together. So for those of you that don't know what's been going on with the Viper Ped over here, let me show you. So first up here, we've got a 78mm billet motor mount, and what this is for is this is an RC motor now. For those of you guys that don't know, I have now put on a small bore RC motor, which I'll be running this upcoming race less than a month away in both small bore and big bore class. But we've got a little twist we're going to be doing with it. Instead of running the small little 54mm motor mount with the small little clutch, there's this new little kit that Top Secret has came out with that I'm going to give a try to. I've heard good and bad things about it, so I'm yet to try it out and give my verdict on it, which I will be, and I will be giving a non-biased review of it. So this little kit right here basically bolts up to the RC style. This little adapter plate here allows it to bolt up to this full-size 78mm motor mount, which has a chain tensioner bolt on there, which is a big thing for me because there's no chain tensioner on there right now. See that? Absolutely horrible design. Anyways, we're putting a full-size clutch on there, 78mm clutch instead of the 54. Trying that out, seeing how that goes. Also, guys, we've got this anti-unlocking headset that I forget who I got this from, but basically this has been set up. So for those of you guys that have these scooters and stuff, you guys know this headset piece comes loose sometimes. You got to Loctite in there. It's just a real headache and a real mess. So I'm going to put it together using that little kit. I'll be giving you guys my feedback on this. However, I will be probably using just some blue Loctite just to play it safe. I typically will put a couple dots of red Loctite in there and make sure it's a good hold. But I feel pretty confident with this. I'm going to put a couple dots of blue Loctite, put it together, and call it good to go. Got the new race pole here. Got rid of the Hollywood poles you guys probably know in the last video or two I did. Got a stock DDM race pole, or basic race pole, whatever you want to call it. I gotta be cutting this down because right now it is ridiculously tall, and this is like a full 25-inch length pole. So I'll be cutting the pole down, getting all the cables ran, putting the motor mount on, all that stuff here. Hopefully get that done this evening. Might get it out for I probably won't get it out for a ride today. It's gonna be too late time I get this done. I gotta go have dinner. So anyways, you guys, let's get to it and see you guys soon. All right, one issue that I've already ran into, guys. Have a look at this. Actually, I'll pull this off first. But this is a billet factory 78mm Go Ped mount, and the fitment issue, it's a little bit off. Won't quite fit in there. See that? So basically, the problem with this is I'm sure he probably used a stock 78mm mount to mock this all up, but this inside diameter here is too tight. So something's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to either shave this down, shave that down, smash it in, who knows what. Next is here, I'm not sure what's up with this, but there's this little piece that gets pushed into here. There's no directions or nothing, so I'm kind of just winging it, but that seems to go in there like so, sits in there solid. This bolt, I'm assuming, will go in there. But if that's the case, that bolt goes in there, this goes on. Even if this, let's see if I can get better light for you. Even with this right here all the way flush, you can see how much of a gap there is on that. So you can see the clutch pad's not 100% grabbing. So it looks like this piece right here, this other piece that came with it, is maybe supposed to take up that gap. But putting this piece on there, like so, and then putting this over it, I mean, even if all this gets crushed down, and that's going to be sticking out too far, I think. See how far it's a big gap, so we got an issue with that. I don't know what to think with this, but anyways, Hopefully we'll get it figured out here soon. I gave him a call, see what's going on with it. He didn't answer his phone, so I'm gonna sit and duck. Hopefully we'll get this thing figured out soon. Well, I guess first of all, I probably should show you guys how this little system mechanism thingamabobber works here. So I'm a one-man show tonight. Put the camera there. Hopefully I can get this on here for you. So this is how it works. Here is your forks. This is your little cup piece thingamabobber. So you have your bearing set on there. In your frame, this piece screws on like so. When that screws on there, this little mechanism right here that has these little grooves machined into it will go into the machined area of these grooves. Hopefully you guys can see that in there. So this goes over your FTG. Before I do that though, oh my gosh, saved it. Oh my gosh, that was sketchy. I really should have brought my little tripod thingy for this GoPro. Anyways, so the pin here, this little pin that goes through here, goes like so. Ugh. Go you. Crap, put it in too much. Screw that out. There we go. So yeah, your FTG goes into your forks like so. This little piece right here is a little thingamabobber. Zoom in there a little closer. So it goes in your forks. This little mechanism will, so you tighten down your headset, get it to where it's nice and tight, where you're happy with it. Once you do that, this little piece right here, put your FTG in there, tighten your FTG down, get this where it's lined up in those little grooves. You spin it around here, make see it easier. So you got it lined up in those grooves. Imagine everything's tight, good to go. To do your final tighten, you take your little wrench or your little Allen key here that it came with, and you just tighten up the bolt in here. And once this gets tightened, oh crap, this is not working out very good for a one-man show. Anyways, you guys get the idea, all right? So this gets tightened, everything stays solid in there. You put your race pull on, your stock pull, whatever it is, and you're good to go, and this stays nice and tight. So I'm gonna put that back together right now. Try it out, not tonight, obviously, it's already dark out, but probably this week in a day or two here, I'm gonna get it out, run it, let you guys know my feedback, as well as this other project over here that's not going too well currently, which I will get to that in a minute, but that's why I'm working on this now. So get this back together, get the race pull cut, get that back on this. Oh my God, look at this, guys, nothing to it right now. All right, well, see you guys in a minute. Generally a pretty painless install on this. Everything seemed to go together pretty well. I did put a couple dabs of blue Loctite on there on each side of it just to make sure. I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but you know what, guys? I got less than a month till the last race of the season, and I can't take any chances with something coming loose, and I got a lot going. So I'm not gonna have a whole lot of time to prep and run this scooter. So basically I got a little bit of free time tonight, putting it together, gonna hopefully get it out, run it a little bit this weekend. I still gotta get the dually ped out, run that, make sure that's good. The cart's in storage, I go pick that up, bring it back, run that, make sure that's good to go. Yeah. All right, guys, we got a lot to do. Let's get back to work here. All right, you guys. Finally, I think got this together the right way. We'll find out here shortly. Couple things from my quick observations of installing this right here is it came with two pieces you guys probably saw in one of the other clips. Anyways, there's a little piece, I guess it goes up top right here, and then there's that piece on the bottom that's kind of like angled for the crankshaft where the clutch will slide over it, so the clutch is the right size and flips over it and everything good. So everything seems to be good there. That little piece goes on top here apparently. One thing I wish real quickly that it did not come supplied with the 4 bolts where it bolts this little housing to the crankcase itself. So I wish it did, but anyways, the bolts itself here are just the ones you use like on the regular case. But the problem I have with this is those bolts stick out too far where I can't run this little backing plate here to help if say I'm racing, I'm on a ride, whatever the case is, one of these springs breaks, that spring breaks, it gets lodged and wedged all up in here and just basically locks the motor up, and you're kind of like, you know, you're stuck. So I'm gonna have to probably get some of those bolts that are flatter so I can bolt this up to it. So, you know, one complaint on that so far, I mean, that is what it is. You know, I wish it had instructions so I can kind of get a better visual of how this goes together. Had a pretty good idea, but wasn't 100% sure. Lastly here, excuse me guys. Lastly here, this guy right here doesn't fit, as I think I showed you guys this earlier, but I can get it to fit if I actually go and wedge it in here, which I will do, and I'll show you guys how that works. And so I'm gonna line the holes up pretty good, and you guys can see it kind of goes in there, but it doesn't really fit too much. So there's the other complaint. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to probably have that machined out. And oh yeah, before I forget, right there's the issue, guys. See that? And getting some better light here, is the clutch isn't fully engaged. It sticks out a little bit, and that's my other complaint too, is the holes right here. There's this gap in here, and up here I'm kind of worried about dirt and debris, rocks, whatever stuff getting in there, and then, you know, having issues with rocks getting all up in your clutch area. So hopefully he fixes that on the version 2. We shall see. Maybe I can get a credit for this guy and trade in for version 2, huh? Yeah, we'll see about that. Alright guys, let's get this thing together. I really want to get it out tonight and run it. We'll see. I mean, it's already, what time is it? 8:15. My neighbors already hate me, so what's another hour, right? Okay guys. Alright, back to work once again. Alright, got it together here now. Let me show you one issue. Oh, why does it always got to be like this? So, as you guys can see here, this is the bell, and just below the bell right there, that is the clutch. Hopefully you guys can see that little bit of a gap in there. A little frustrating, but what are you gonna do? Bummer. Well guys, wrapping up the evening, it's been a complete nightmare, to say the least. Anyways, just got off the phone with Jason over there at Top Secret. Super nice guy. Had a nice little chat with him, talking about the design of it, how versatile it is, and some other things I had, you know, concerns or questions about. But anyways, got for the evening. I will, next time you guys see this scooter here, it will be complete. I'll be testing it out for the first time ever. I'll be, you know, doing the first run on it. I'll give you guys all my feedback. You'll get to see a video of it. Heck, I might even do a live video on Facebook of it. So anyways, you guys, that's all I got for the evening. Thanks for watching. Give a big old thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.